Hey, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is the Capsaicin Connection. Hey, thank you for being here. Kristen, Melinda, Lisa Trimble. Hello, Chili Phil. There's my bro. I love you, Bizzle. Hope you're doing good. It's Tad and Kit. Brock. Good to see you. Tad and Kit. Bizzle says, I love you. He's one of the really good ones, people. All right, so this is where we talk about our connection with capsaicin and sobriety. Do me a favor if you can. Hit the like button. Shannon Trim, good to see you. CK Ninja, hello there. Smoking Uncle Frank. Elizabeth Vigil, good to see you. Hello, Barella. All right, so we're going to talk about sobriety. And you know what's really funny? I was thinking today when I was putting this show together, you can talk about putting, think about this. You could talk about putting together a 5 where you have 5 people you'll call if you're in a jam. You can talk about journaling. You can talk about filling your day with good habits. You can talk about all of it. But really what it comes down to first is a decision that we have to make. I think, Lego, good to see you. Barrel Shape, good to see you. Bella Lugrisi, these great people. Hi, Brian, Charlie, and Mary Mullins. Herja. I think most people, it's a participant sport. It's not a spectator sport. And I think most people don't see it that way. And I think most people, they go through life and, I'm guilty. You get to be as old as me, you're going to be guilty of this. There have been times in my life where I was going through life with my switch down, kind of on autopilot. You know what I mean? We will never better ourselves on autopilot. You're never going to be a better version of you on autopilot. So, and you never get sober on autopilot. It takes a concentrated effort. It's funny in life. Here's what happens in life. We make this. This is. I heard this once a long time ago. Hi, Han. Good to see you. Spirit Prof. Good to see you. Decisions that we make today put us on a path tomorrow, and that path has a foreseeable outcome. I'm talking from a guy that's an addict, addicted to everything. When I was using, the decisions I was making was putting me on a path. I knew the outcome. All right. So that's the truth. Decisions that we make today put us on a path tomorrow, and that path has a foreseeable outcome. Kind of how it is. So if you got, I think by nature of my age, and I don't know what it is, I guess my age, most of the people that watch this show are a little bit older. We may remember video games, not like the video games that kids play today, but anybody in the chat ever have play video games when you were younger? And whether it was a game where you were racing a car or whatever, what did you try to do when you got killed or the game ended and you started a new game? What was the goal? What was your goal? Do better the next time than you did the last time. Go further, beat your time, kill more people, whatever, right? Isn't that what we do? Atari, Smoke Uncle Frank. There you go. You play Asteroids, or I remember when they first got like Asteroids. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. There's a game I can play at home, Asteroids? Forget about it. So in video games, we try to better ourselves, but we don't do that in life. We do the video games voraciously, turn the game off, and then go right back to doing what we've been doing. Han, thank you so much. Wow. Han gifted 5 Chase the Heat memberships. Thank you so much for doing that. If you guys got it, for those who were gifted a Chase the Heat bus pass, doing a live stream tomorrow. We did one today. Tomorrow, I'm telling a story. The book is being released March 14th, the book I wrote. I think on the 7th of March, we may do a pre-order. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to tell some stories that are not in the book, that didn't even make it in there. I'm going to do one tomorrow. So for those who got a Chase the Heat bus pass, thank you, Han. Don't miss tomorrow's live stream. Nurse Who Loved Me, good to see you. All right, so I'm looking over this. We to beat my brother's time, to get to the next level. Look at that, to get to the next level. Right, but every time, regardless, nobody ever started game over and said, let me see if I can do, worse than I did the last time. We always try to better it. You need to do that in life. The goal in life should be to better ourselves. The goal in life should be, by the way, if somebody has a comment, put capital C's in front of it. It'll jump out at me. It won't really jump out at me. Tanner, good to see you. If you have questions, put capital Q's in front of it, and it'll catch my attention, and I'll make sure I talk about it. But getting back to what I was saying, hey, Mark, Johnny, I never enjoyed video games, even in my younger years. Just didn't have the patience. I gotcha. But we need to try to better ourselves. I think we should. The goal should be to I try to become more efficient all the time. I'm thinking about that. So getting back to what I said at the very, very beginning, it doesn't matter whether you can know all the steps. You can have your 5 in place. You can be journaling. You really don't want to. You have to make a conscious decision. I'm going to better myself, because it doesn't happen on its own. And the decision to do that puts you on a path tomorrow. That decision to do that today puts you on a path tomorrow. And the path has a foreseeable outcome. If the goal is, hey, you know what, I'm gonna whatever. Look, if you're at work, you're a salesperson. You want to do better than your personal best. Whatever you're doing, you want to be better at it. We need to be like that in life. I talk about this a lot on my channel here on the bus. But doctors and lawyers call their business. Don't feel guilty, Ninja. It's not a problem. This isn't really important to talk about real quick. I got you. I see your comment, Lisa. You're coming up next. I feel slightly guilty watching a stream while drinking a beer. I'm not anti-drug. I'm not anti-drinking. I'm anti-addiction. You understand that most of the people don't have a problem with it. And some people watch me just because they're, there are people that don't have an addiction problem, yet they want to live on purpose. And that's why they're watching this. Some people watching this purely for the connection with other people. You know what I mean? So don't feel guilty. Please, everybody right now, put in the chat. There's only 44 of us. So first of all, before you put it in the chat, hit the like button, please. Everybody hit the like button. But then I want everybody to put in the chat, how do you feel right now? Emotionally, not physically. Emotionally, how do you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10. I want everybody to put in where you are in your head right now emotionally. Hi, Becky. So good to see you. I'm glad you're here. To do better. Exactly. We want to better ourselves. So everybody, I see 5s. All right. So people that have been watching this for a while know why I'm asking. It'll come to play again later. But please remember your score. All right. I can't see everybody's score, but you can. Remember what number you put in the chat. Okay. Getting back to what I said, there are some people that don't have a problem with addiction. And even though this is Capsaicin Connections about, sobriety, there are people that are here just for connection. Okay. And all that is fine. But the decision that we make today puts us on a path tomorrow, and the path has a foreseeable outcome. It's just that simple. So I made a decision that I think about that a lot. I think about the things I do. Another big thing I'm thinking about a lot is something I got from Tommy. I'm really, he was talking about it with respect to using it as a New Year's resolution. Jeremy Shelton, good to see you. And Left Eye Pat. Thanks for being here, brother. Instead of doing he was talking about it as a New Year's resolution. Everything he says, does, his actions, his thoughts, his words, it needs to be moving towards a place of love. If the things I'm saying, thinking, talking about, my behavior, my actions, it's either moving in a direction of love or it's moving in a direction of hate. So when he said that, I was like, that was pretty cool. I'm not really a New Year's resolution guy. I'm just not. When I heard that, I didn't really decide to make it my New Year's resolution. I kind of want to just live that way. I really do. You're never going to have a bad outcome. No one ever gets to the end of their life and say, I wish I hated more. I wish I was more judgmental. I wish I was more of a prick when I was alive. No, I was younger. No one ever says that. You know what I mean? So we need to think. Lisa says, ate a third of a grilled jalapeno tonight. Of course, it was a rogue one. Hot, 10 for me. That might work for me to keep me from the evil first drink. Yeah, not having that issue tonight. What's really funny? It's playing fetch with your brain. You know what I mean? That's one of the things we talk about. When you get cravings and you start thinking about it, you can play fetch with your brain. And the way you do that is by occupying your 5 senses. Change what you're smelling, what you're looking at, what you're seeing, what you're touching, what you're tasting, what you're hearing. And a good way to do that is by getting out of the room you're in, or in Lisa's case, eating a third of a jalapeno. You know what I mean? You're tasting something different. It's giving you some pain. It's stimulating you. The other day, I was interviewing Krista Melinda, who is one of my mods, power mod. Thank you. She's amazing. And in the interview, she's a therapist. You know, she works with family. You know, she's amazing. Go watch the video. But what she said was that eating something spicy forces her to live in the now. If you can't live in tomorrow or the past when you're burning, you're centered. It grounds you. It makes you live in the now, in the present, in the moment. And that is fantastic, because I think we ought to be like that. We should all try to be living in the now. We live, you know, when you're thinking about the stress of tomorrow, you're already borrowing trouble that hasn't even happened yet and bringing it into today. Like, today's going to have enough crap to dump on you. Why bring more into it? If in today's 24-hour, you're thinking about stuff that happened in the past, you're bringing problems from your past into today. They're in the past. Leave them there. So don't live in the moment. Don't borrow problems from the future. Today will bring its own, right? So focus on the now. We should be more like dogs. The nurse who loved me, 89. I finally got to a place where my therapist is letting me try journaling again with close direction and guidance. But it's still progress from not being allowed to journal yet. Progress. Amen. You know what? And the best thing about it is, the most important word is therapist. Your therapist. You're seeing somebody. I think therapy is a great thing. I'm a big, big fan of therapy. I really am. I'm jonesing for some hot peppers too, Chili Phil. That's no joke. Mark Hardman, good to see you. I did see a Shelton comment. You know, it's going to be something. It's going to be a movie reference or something good. Hang on one second. Where did that go? I know I saw it. You know, I lost it. I'll look for it again. Harvest. All right, here we go. Helping those that are less fortunate than you will help put your life in perspective. If you're truly looking for answers, it's crazy that it sounds, it's true and gives you direction. No, that's an absolute fact. I can tell you firsthand it's a fact because I've experienced it. Tad's right. It's Tad from Harvest 912. The person who, the founder of the, Bobby Jeans, good to see you. The founder of the Home Depot, the company Home Depot, wrote a book. And I don't know what it's called. I think it's the Lifetime of Servitude or Science of Servitude or something about servitude. He said that his whole life, he talks a lot about the science of servitude, helping others. If when you do something for somebody, Julie Chaplin, good to see you, bro. When you do something for somebody and give something to somebody, even if it's nothing but your time, with no expectation of something in return, you want to feel good, and it's a beautiful feeling. And and while we're talking about it, Tad and Kit, they give shoes away to unhoused people, which a ton of them are vets. Okay, and when we talk about this a lot. It fits in right now. When we go in the clinics, if you haven't seen videos of them in the clinics, we wash their feet. Okay. We talk with them. We give them a Bible. We give them, if they have a Bible already, they don't want one, we don't push it on them. But we take care of their feet. They sit with a podiatrist. We give them new socks, new shoes. It's the coolest thing in the whole world. And I get such a buzz out of it. I can't begin to tell you the rush I get from doing that. It's the rush I get. Number one, you can count on it like a train. It's going to be there. Like that train, Tad. It's going to be there. You're just going to, and it's such a strong feeling that I almost feel guilty when I'm with them and I'm going to do a clinic. I sometimes feel guilty. Like, am I doing it for them because it helps them, or am I doing it because I know I'm going to walk out of there high on life, feeling so good? I don't want to be about the feeling I get from it, but I'm just telling you firsthand, help somebody, do something kind for somebody. It's an unbelievable feeling. Jeremy Shelton, his second idea is to open a muffin shop where we only serve the tops, no stumps. Call it top of the muffin to you. Great episode of a sitcom, but nobody would buy it. Okay, so Triggy wants us to know that he was eating pizza earlier and got good curry base to it. Nice. I'm a big fan of putting pizza sauce, hot sauce in place of pizza sauce when you make pies. I really am. Here's the crazy thing. Going back to what I was saying earlier, even when I was living at my worst, when I was drugging and just doing terrible things, I knew the decisions that I was making. I knew the path that was putting me on because I was having to do terrible things to continue the lifestyle I was living. So I knew that what I was doing was putting me. I was on a horrific path, and I knew, in spite of that, I continued down that road because that's addiction. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's the worst thing in the world. Curry-based pizza, very interesting, says Jonathan. Robert Pop Springs, thank you for asking me. I'm well. I hope you are. It's a beautiful day. We're here connecting and supporting each other. I'm glad you stopped by. The Nurse Who Loved Me. I heard someone online say, if you live with 1 foot in the future and 1 foot in the past, you'll end up peeing all over today. Bit crude, but 100% correct. That's a pretty good one. I like that. Here's the thing. Everybody's heard like the windshield is this big, the rearview mirror is this big. It's because we should spend this much time looking in the rearview mirror and the rest of the time looking ahead of us. And there's truth to that. It's foolish not to. You have to learn from the past, but you can't stay there and dwell on it. I know, and there have been times where I've allowed myself to get parked in a certain time, and it's stuck. It's no good. Tanner, hey Johnny, I was in rehab back in October for a month. Unfortunately, I did relapse. Still struggling a bit. My biggest problem is telling people that genuinely care about me the truth. It's hard. With me, Tanner, I got to tell you, the worst part about using an addiction with me was the fact that I was living a type of lifestyle that forced me to lie to everybody. Everybody. Because you can't let the two worlds collide, right, Sheldon? You know what I mean? You can't let the two worlds collide because you have the party me, and I have the me that goes to work and that people know, you know what I mean? And you can't let the two of them collide. So to me, the greatest benefit about being clean was coming clean. And I didn't have to lie anymore. There was no need for it. You know what I mean? I could be wickedly truthful. And the truth of the matter is I don't know. The times where I've been like the most vulnerable and shared the most painful stuff, it's the hardest for me to share, but it's the stuff that people seem to benefit from the most. You know what I mean? Because it's genuine and authentic and people can relate to it. So be honest. It's hard, but you know what? Sometimes are you scared because you're concerned about how the truth would hurt? Because I'll tell you something. It can't be any worse than my truth. My past. It was horrible. But so I don't know. Just do whatever you got to do. I'm sorry you're struggling. Connection's everything. I bet you when you relapsed, you weren't in a chat like this. You know what I mean? So connection's everything. I'm glad you're here right now. And there is such a thing as a good relapse. You know what I mean? The good relapse is the last relapse. So maybe that was a good relapse. Maybe that'll be the last time you ever use. We're all rooting for you. Honestly, Brian says acknowledgement is key, but even when we acknowledge it, the addiction still takes over somehow. It sure can. It sure can. You bumped your head, Jeremy. Windmill Willie says, I can definitely relate to the self-sabotage. For whatever reason, when things are going well for me is when I steer off course and fall back into bad habits. Boy, tell me about it. Yeah, there's actually a part in the book where I say that. Like in my life, I'm like things right now. I've been for a good long stretch. Things I'm really, I'm draining 3-pointers, nothing but net all day long. And if this were the old me, I'd rip my clothes off and run into a building or do something stupid. I'd get arrested for something. But I'm done with that. I don't know. I believe me. I don't know what I self-sabotaged for so long. Forever. Tree says, I have a friend who has anxious episodes now and then. It's unclear how it would creep up on her, but you try and help her understand everything that happens around her, but sometimes it's hard. Here's the thing. You can be a support. You can't get her sober. You know what I mean? And you honestly, like you can't, it's really a hard thing. No matter how bad you want it for somebody. I make it a really important part of my life to help people get sober. And if you're just somebody who is sober, it's one thing, but try to do it on the base, on the regular. I help people get sober, and you will see that on so frequently where people that, you can, it's almost like it's planting a seed. You can plant a seed, and it's not up to you to make the weather right, make sure it gets watered and grow, but plant the seed, It's hard, Addiction changes the structure of the brain. You bet. It overrides the ability to think through to consequences. Hi, Rico Darcy. Good to see you. Left Side Pat says it's a huge step in admitting to others what's going on. But once you do take that step, it's liberating, the start of breaking the shame we carry. A fact. And that's why this kind of a forum is so effective, because if you walked into a building, if you went to a high school auditorium or something, or a meeting room at a local, Holiday Inn, and you went inside, you sat down with people, it's going to be in your town more than likely. And whether it's people you know or not, you're sitting there looking at people. You're all looking at me, but I'm used to this. You know what I mean? But you can, to be able to stand up anonymously and say, man, I relapsed. If Tanner said he relapsed, if we were all sitting together, would he be as comfortable enough to say that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. He's here now and he's comfortable enough to say it here, but that it starts starts you on the pathway of telling the truth and saying what's real. You know what I mean? And owning it. Because that's when you can really move forward. I'm proud of you for being there, Tanner. For more of the adorable Maine Coon kitty. She's great. She did her first little bird sound this morning. It was amazing. Got it on film. It was cute. Lego. I had an idea of how I'm going to get Johnny again. I love Bizzle. He's out to get me. I know where Bizzle is. Of course, he knows where I live. I should just show up at Bizzle's house. I want to give him a hug. I really do. CK Ninja, this is my favorite part of this channel. It's not just spicy every day. Johnny really cares about people and spreads love as well as knowledge. You know what? I've never been in a position where just me talking could help somebody. So if it can, it's a good thing, right? I appreciate you being here. Oh, Bizzle. Johnny, has Harvest 912 seen your celebrity leak yet? I don't know. Did you see me making out with, you mean Taylor Swift? Did you see me making out with Taylor Swift, Ted? Kip? Kind of sucking face with her a little bit. It was all her. She kissed me. I let her kiss me. I kissed back a little bit, but she initiated that. It was all her. I know she's younger than I am, but it is what it is, people. Gamer Jackie, dig those rose colors. These are Tommy's. I just kind of thefted them. He's got a bunch of ones. I kind of go and see which ones I like for the day. But thank you. I'm right. It's everyone else that's wrong. I love that. Thomas, funny how I love very spicy food and thought I just like it, but now I see it as a link with addiction. I've had an addiction too. You know what though? It drives up your serotonin levels in your head, which helps you fight all the triggers that normally are going to make you go, I don't want, So it helps. It's a good thing. Not only that, capsaicin brings a bunch of people together like this, which is nothing but good. Connection is important. Were we raising money to get Harvest 912? Tad, specifically, to eat some 12 million Scoville tincture? He's going to eat it whether we raise money or not. I mean, yes, we are going to do that. Were you a Mark and Brian listener? KLOS. My friend was their producer. KLOS. Sounds familiar. I'm not sure. Where's KLOS? Where's that out of? It's syndicated, but excuse me. Pate. No. You feel my pain. Okay, Tanner, it feels like I'm trying to protect my loved ones by not giving them the truth, even though that's BS. You know what? I can sort of relate. Like this book I'm releasing, Tanner, is terrible. Like my daughter's birthday is today. My little baby girl. Her birthday today. But when I got sober, I told my kids, hey, I'm sober, which is a beautiful thing. It was an important thing, But this book is a totally different story. This book is going to say things. I mean, So I had to have a tough talk with my children and say, let me give you, and they said, I don't want to read the book. I'm like, good, but let me just tell you some of the things, some of the highlights, because you may hear about it, and I'll tell you what's true and what's not. So I get it. It's not, none of it's easy. I understand the concern of people seeing you for, but you know what, though, when you, honestly, it's more in your head. And I think, you said it to yourself. It's kind of BS. It's worth taking the step. Speaking of seeds, it's almost time for me to get these warthog seeds going. Rico Dorsey says, thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate that. I'll tell you what, those warthog seeds, it's exciting. Johnny has good juju. What is juju? Like juju fruit. Those are the things you get before you go into the movie theater. Juju. Good juju. I was going to tell Chris and Melinda about Curly. Let me do that real quick. It sort of ties in. Things that you do today put you on a path tomorrow. The path has a foreseeable outcome. I'm going to do the single thing. I'm single now. A single person. And I'm going to stay that way. And here's why. I told her I was using the Curly approach. Did you guys ever see the movie City Slickers? Who saw City Slickers? Billy Crystal, Jack Palance, a few other good actors are in it. Anyhow, Jack Palance plays this salty old leathered cowboy. Hard, eats like bacon at every meal, that kind of guy. Sleeps under the moon on the sand. He's a cowboy's cowboy. And they were trying to connect with him. And he goes, you ever fall in love, Curly? Billy Crystal's talking. He goes, yeah, I sure did. He went, once. And he goes, well, tell me about it. Vibes. There you go. Thank you, Puppy Jeans. He said, well, tell me the story, because Billy Crystal wanted to engage him in conversation. So it was Billy Crystal, or Jack Palance starts telling the story. He goes, we were driving some cattle in after a day of working in the field, and as we were coming in, the sun was setting, and there was this flood of sins. Good to see you. This is him talking. There was this young girl, beautiful girl in the field, working the vegetables or whatever. And she was bent over, and the sun was setting behind her, and the sun showed the figure that God gave her. And Billy Crystal's like, yeah. He goes, well, that's it. He goes, what do you mean that's it? He goes, that's it. He goes, you didn't do anything? He goes, no, I never did. He goes, how come? He goes, I didn't think it could get better than that. I get that. That makes wicked sense to me. So I'm using the Curly approach. I see somebody beautiful, I look at them. That's it. That's it. I'm the last person apparently on the planet that hasn't seen that movie. If I had more time, I'd give you the bigger rundown. It's a pretty good movie. It really is. Of course, I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. I don't know how well it'll hold up. Have you guys ever done gone back and seen a movie you used to like and it didn't hold up well? It sucks. It's a bummer. Kristen says that's sweet and a little sad too. Gather up a few of my exes, get them together, talk with them. You'll say, God, that's sweet. That's what you'd say. City Slicker 1 and 2. Didn't know there was a 2. Where's Uncle Bull Cow? Uncle Bull Cow's here. Guys, if you have a YouTube channel, if you're here and you have a YouTube channel, please do me a favor. Feel free to stick it in the chat. This is where connection happens, people. You know what? I would have loved it when I started my channel if somebody would have done that. I'm telling you, there's nobody that ever said, hey, check out this guy's channel. It didn't happen. It was crazy. I kind of like helping other people out. It's a good thing. Funny you say that. Kristen says there's a couple exes who might tell some stories about me too. I bumped into an ex of yours, crazy enough, last time I was in Dallas. And the stories I heard. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I didn't do that. So here we go. Here's Uncle Bull Cows. It's a great channel. He's a good guy. Listen, you know what? Uncle Bull Cow's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. There's Uncle Frank's channel. There's CK Ninja, his channel. So Sheldon says, my friend's boyfriend was in an accident and got sent to the hospital. She was so intensive that she went into the store to buy juju fruits before she saw him. Oh, so insensitive. Sorry. She ate the candy in front of him. Oh, so she ate them before going to. I see. It's actually a great episode. Do you know what? It's almost Seinfeld references come up every single day almost in my life. It's really terrible. See, that's another thing. If a woman, do you realize how hard it would never work? Too many jagged edges. Wanna love. Pretty shaken, right? You know what? I'm glad you're here then. There's a whole bunch of people here to connect with you. See that? Chris and Melinda, Left Eye Pat. I'm glad you stopped in. Seriously. I've just got some shorts up on mine. My cat Lulu, some concert clips, and a final destination moment. I love those. Behind a log truck on the motorway in Glasgow. Interesting. All right, let's please, everybody check out. You're seeing these YouTube channels. Click on them. That's why we're here. Look at that. See this? People care. Bella Greasy says hello. She says hi back, Kristen. You got people who care. You're in a good place. See that? Left Eye Pat says so. Mr. McDougal. Good to see you. You're going to think this is a terrible, I grew up with a McDougal, and this is for the occupants of my home. Hang on one second. I just want to let you know Mr. McDougal's in the chat. I just told my family members that Mr. McDougal's in the chat. Oh, maybe it's Mrs. McDougal. If I got it wrong, I apologize. Here we go, Chris and Melendez. Somebody ought to put up Arwa's because the Arabian Bard's not here. She usually is. And let's give her some love even though she's not here. And Tracy, 14 subs at 50. I'll do my videos. You need to. You need to do it. Holy mackerel. I got to move. 2 people shot just now locally. I can't live like this. I'm sorry. You have to stay safe. You know what? When I lived in Fort Mill at the office at Blazing Foods, there were shootings all the time there. I have one. I have it on video. We can't see the person shooting. We used to do the serpentine. When you go to the store next door, nobody would walk straight because it makes you an easier target. So everybody, I'm not even fooling you. People would zigzag back and forth to the store because you wouldn't want to walk in a straight line. And I'm walking to the store one day here, gunfire, a couple different guns from different directions. You gotta be safe, one love. You gotta get out of there. I don't even know where you're at, but Turd Ferguson, and it is Mr. McDougal. Good to see you, Mr. McDougal. I'm super new and quality sucks. Kind of documenting my spice journey. Also reviewing sauces for those who care. Very cool. You know what? The first time I did a video, nobody knew who I was. I didn't know if anybody was going to care. Right? Do it. Rick Spicer, good to see you. And you know what? If you're somebody who wants to have a YouTube channel, you have to do it. You have to, because if you don't, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I had. Regret's a drag. Right? There's Bard. Please check her out. She's great. Look at that. Turd Ferguson, 51 days clean today. That's a big deal. That's such a big deal. You know what's great? At 51 days, you're already seeing really cool changes. I mean, it's not easy, but you're seeing amazing changes in relationships around you. You're changing, right? I mean, at least it was with me. And most people that I've talked to on their journey, by 51 days in, you're starting to feel the wind at your back a little bit. You're getting a little bit more confidence, right? Starting to get a little stronger. Triggy, all they've got is playlists. It's all right. All music related. Nothing wrong with that. And you gotta love coming here. This channel is one of the few where you're gonna see congratulations, turd, in the chat, or looking good, turd. You know what I mean? Or I'm proud of you, turd, like that. Speaking of turds, sorry, but we're family. My cat's had another successful experience in the cat box. That mark makes 3. She's really doing well. I'm still going to teach her how to deuce in the toilet, just because she's going to be too big to be in a cat box. Oh, is she cute? Oh, I got you. Yeah, close. That's a guitar. You know, it's really bad. I had it. This is terrible. You want to hear something awful? They gave me a guitar a couple years ago. They're like, hey, they were nice. They reached out, because I'm a hack. I'm not that good. I've gotten a lot better since I started playing on the channel. But anyway, they said if you play, play it on the channel, you can have it. And I did. I played a bunch. I played it, a number of times, and I ended up trading it. And the guitar I've got in place of it is really amazing. So I'm happy. However, actually, I don't even have it anymore, but that got me the guitar that I have now, which is amazing, which I could never trade. But I actually miss that guitar. I love you too, dude. People, that's my son, Johnny Scoble Jr. Chip off the old block. It's a good kid. Give him a follow too. He has a channel as well, people. Nah, you're a little turd. He's calling that a little turd. I was talking about you today a couple times. My son, Johnny Jr., made the terrible twos so funny. He was the funniest little kid. If you could have seen the stuff he's done when he was little. Oh, you're my son, though. You're going to say I'm good because I'm your dad. Come on, man. I get it. You're a good kid. Thank you. A good son. Duana says, I'm drinking now. This killing crap isn't for me. Paying some of the highest taxes in the country. Things are now terrifying. You know what, though? Focus on the people here that love you. You're inside, I hope, right? Your door is locked. Let me tell you something that I did. I did this about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I got rid of TV. I don't watch TV. I have a TV here, but I don't watch it. I watch I watch YouTube, Discovery Channel, Netflix. If you can't find something entertaining on those, there's a problem. But if you watch the 24-hour news cycles, I'm talking about just over and over and over again, you're not doing yourself a favor. Don't do it. I'm serious. It's not good for your head. B. Hendricks, good to see you. What music would you walk out to as your theme song if you were a wrestler? Thunder Kiss 65. Maybe. I don't know. You know what? Can you imagine me a wrestler? That'd be funny. I have a really great picture of me and Ryback, the big guy Ryback, in a headlock. Not him in a headlock, but me in a headlock. It's a pretty good picture. Oh, dude, I totally watch Sunday morning cartoons. Are you asking me? No, I do. See this part? I'm going to get old. We all are, right? But I'm never going to grow up. I know it's a problem. Here's the thing. Now, the curly approach, I've been down that road. I've seen it. Here's the thing. I've got this young boyish quality about me, like the way I act. And they think it's funny and cute when they first meet me, but then they're like, he's got to grow up. So it is what it is. You should see how cute my cat is being right now. Like, honest to goodness. But she's trying to roll over in the basket. Too small for you to roll over in there, honey. She just put it. I only watch YouTube now. Here's the thing. There's enough great stuff on, Shannon. Seriously, if you only had YouTube, there are 65 million, almost 66 million YouTube channels. That's not people that just happen to upload a video. I mean, channels, 65, almost 66 million. Hi, Pam. It's good to see you. There's got to be something that we can find and have fun with, News cycle depression. It's horrible. Honest to God, when I stopped watching it, almost immediately life got better. B. Hendricks, I can imagine Johnny as a wrestler. You know what? When I went down to meet Ryback, this was hilarious. Thunderstruck is actually pretty good, Brock. It's a good choice. When I went down to meet Ryback, we went to hang out at his house. It was hysterical. And he was scary, man. He's like, because you know how Ryback is. He's like, I thought I'd say, like, listen, I'm going to hang out with Johnny Scoville. We're 80-something minutes. It's like, on Saturday, Scoville's got, and like, he was scary. He was a little scary. Guy's a huge dude. You should see, he's big. If you just look at me, you're like, damn, that guy's big. But if you get like in the same room with him, it's like, he's ridiculous. Johnny's intro song would have to be I'll Never Eat Peppers with Johnny again. Triggy, I don't have a TV. Nope, I haven't had one in. I get my news from online. I mean, it's not like I'm in touch with what's happening in the world. I'm just not going to sit in front of a TV and watch hour after hour after hour of just nonsense. Here's the thing: if you watch one, they're getting their marching orders in the morning. They're also using the same phrases and the same expressions. It's absurd. And I don't dig it. I get my news my way, and like all my entertainment, I get my way. I don't get. That's what's so offensive about TV. It's like you want me to watch what you want me to watch when you want me to watch it. It's like goodbye. I want to watch what I want to watch whenever I feel like watching it. That's why TV sucks. That's why TV is dying. It's dying. Look at this. Lego was almost a wrestler with ECW back in '98. I can totally see that. You know what? I can totally see that. I really can. Yeah, Looney Tunes are where it's at. You know what, though? Every once in a while, I'll go modern. I'll get like Jimmy Neutron. Fanboy and Chum Chum. I'll bet you nobody in the chat knows Fanboy and Chum Chum. My son would. But I bet you nobody in the chat knows Fanboy and Chum Chum. There are some cartoons in the morning, like modern stuff, that is hilarious. Bizzle might know Fanboy and Chum Chum. I have a great picture of me and no one. I hate my pictures. I need to go get a picture with me and Bizzle. I really need to do that. Give you a big hug. Not a TV person, 111 says. Listen to police radio. See, well, that's no good. Huh. Since COVID times are far worse, I'm not joking, I'm moving. Well, listen, 111, if you're listening to a police scanner all the time, that's worse than the news cycle. That's calamity, problem, 911 call. That's really problems, one after the other. Oh, my gosh, honey. I'm not a therapist, but I think maybe that's probably creating some anxiety. Bums me out. I don't want to see you like that. Ninja's got a split. I try to stay for your scenes when I can. The kids otherwise tear me away. I get it, dude. Got several. Be safe. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us, CK. Excuse me. Here's the thing: no matter where you live, if you listen to a police scanner, it's going to be depressing. Ryback is $3 on a light day. Yeah, he is. But you know what, though? Honest to God, what a nice guy he is. I bet your watch hours are crazy, Bizzle. Johnny hands you a pepper. You better eat it. I don't want to burn people up. Unless I go to a pepper show, then I swear to you, all I want to do is burn people up. Like in my normal life, like day to day, I do want to burn up my my mailman. I don't know why. I feel like burning him. Veggie Beard, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Tribble, I'm 65 and I still have a 12-year-old sense of humor. What they need to explain, do I? No. Yeah, see, I should come with a warning label. SG says you pay for cable and still watch idiotic commercials. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. I just don't do it. My problem is this: I am ADHD with a turbo. So 1 second I'm watching something, and 2 seconds later I'll be like, just like I changed my mind. I want to change what I'm watching. And it's like instantly I'm watching what I want to watch. It's like the internet's perfect for my dome. I mean, I stick with stuff just, I tell you guys, I've said this before. I was talking to Tom about today. There was a radio station in Boston. It was a long time ago. One of the DJs, her name was Ruby Cheeks. This is probably long time ago. I'm old, remember? Long time ago. They did, I don't know if it was Tuesday or Thursday, but they had a segment where one day of the week it was attention deficit. I think it was attention deficit Thursday, where they'd only play 6 seconds of like an amazing song. And I'd have like a 40-minute drive to work. And the entire 40 minutes would be like, oh, nice. And they're like, oh, you get so mad when they change the song. And then like a second later, oh, okay, cool. Then you drive along, you're like, oh man. And it just, the whole day was just like up and down, up and down. And it would drive you crazy. And it got to the point where I looked forward to Attention Deficit Thursday so bad. I wonder if it's still a thing. If it's not, it should be. I'm a SpongeBob fan. I'm looking if anybody knows Fanboy and Chum Chum. I'm slow. I haven't caught up yet. I'm sorry, you guys. If Junior's here, I bet you he's talking about Fanboy and Chum Chum. It's got hilarious humor. In fact, Mike the Music Man, good to see you. I remember when my son was watching Fanboy when he was a little kid. I'm like, I don't know if he should be watching this because the humor is like, it's almost like talking about sex. If you're talking about like reproduction to kids when they're younger, if they aren't ready, it just goes over their heads. It just goes over their head. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that's in Fanboy and Chum Chum sailed over my kid's head. Now we'd get them all. 94 hours in the past 7 days. Damn. He's been rewatching Sheldon on Netflix. Never saw it, man. Nickelodeon was his child, Mrs. Fowler. So, to sort of recap what I was saying, let's be like kids again. When you play a video game, nobody ever endeavors to be worse in the next game than they were the previous attempt. You always want to better your score, go faster, kill more people. You want to be better at it. Can we not treat our life like a video game, try to be better at it. I was saying earlier, I lost my train of thought because I do that a lot. Doctors and lawyers, they don't call their business a business. They call it a practice. Because they can't. Everybody that walks in your door is different. You can't, because people are people, you can't master it. It'll never not be a practice. It's always going to be a practice because you can't master it, right? So, if it's good enough for doctors and lawyers, it ought to be good enough for us. So work on your practice. Don't go through life with your switch down. You know why? Because half the idiots in the world do. Don't be one of them. Don't be. Flip your switch up. You know what I mean? It's not a spectator sport. It is a participant sport. To me, it's, it's almost like the law of gravity. Right? If two people get on a roof and one believes in the law of gravity and ridiculously one doesn't, they both jump, they both hit the ground the same. You know what I mean? So whether you believe in the law of gravity or not, you're still subject to it. Well, it's the same thing. Attitude's everything. It really is. Decisions you make today put you on a path tomorrow, and the path has a foreseeable outcome. If there's anybody that's in the chat, it's different for you. You got to let me know. But for everybody I know, it's been pretty accurate. Decisions you make today put you on a path tomorrow, and the path has a foreseeable outcome. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be better at what I do. Here's the thing. I don't even know if I am, but I'm trying. I want to get better at what I do. Bizzle, do you listen to audiobooks? Chili Chaplin asks. Rick, this is Rick. He's a musicaholic. I was a bunch of holics, but not anymore. None of them. And happy about that. You guys know what my sober date is? I still don't know. It's April 10th. Or is it the 14th? 10th. April 10th of 2019. 2,145 days sober. It says that I've saved. Are you ready for this? They say that in almost 6 years, pretty close to 6 years' time, 5 years, 10 months, and 12 days, I have saved $17,160. Pretty crazy. Isn't it, though? It's like, where is all that money? All right, so we're sort of winding this down. Early in the call, I said I wanted everybody to put a score in where you are emotionally. Remember? And you don't need to tell me. If you were a 2, don't say I'm a 4 now, because we don't know what it was before. We'll just see the 4. What we want to do is say improved by 2. You moved up. It improved. All we want to know is, did it improve? Is your move better now than it was before? Because before, at the beginning of the chat, the beginning of the stream, I was probably at a 5. I'm probably at a 7 or 8 now. I always feel better with you talking to you guys. And I know that we mutually benefit, but again, it's almost like doing a clinic. Am I doing clinics because I want to help someone who's homeless, who isn't as lucky as I am, or am I doing that clinic because it's going to make me feel good? Am I doing this show because someone's going to benefit, or I do the show because I'm going to benefit from it? I don't know. Being honest with you, I want to do it for the right motivation. I know that makes me feel better to do this. Look at that. A whole bunch of people improved. Lisa's improved. Elizabeth Vigil feels better. Hardman feels better. Biz will always feel better. Silver Surface says he's the same. Weren't you a 10 though? So that's I think he was a 10. Weren't you? Oh, he was a 9.5. Pretty stout score at 9.5, right? Were your ears burning today, bro? I was talking about you with somebody. Actually, they began talking to you, and I just threw my two cents in. It was all very complimentary. Okay, so this is an important one, because Juan is going through it, feeling better. 0 to 4. Convinced I'm going to move. If you have the ability to move, and it's something if it's an option, and it's something you want to do, I encourage you to do it. You know what I mean? But here, I hope you have good friends you can tell. I tell you the truth, we all need a 5, whether you're somebody trying to quit a substance or not. We all need a 5. Sadly, I don't think we do. Shannon Trim, thank you for all you do, Johnny. You know what? I don't even know what I all do, but thank you. You're welcome. I'm just glad. I'm happy you guys are all here with me. Look at that. A 4 of my hot sauces. And being with such caring peeps has brought my mood up significantly. I'm glad to hear that. Care Bear. Glad you're here. A bit better, but less than normal, because in real life, because in real life stuff going on is big stress, but this still bumped my score up a little bit. This is real life. Just saying. It's not a simulation, but I know what you mean. I hope things. Listen, you're one of the cool ones. I dig you. I hope things you hang in there for real. Bizzle, Johnny, what fish treats do you buy? What fish treats do you buy? You know what I've been giving her lately? She's just she's doing a little suckling thing, like she's dreaming or something. She's been eating these little freeze-dried minnows. Freeze-dried minnows. She got from Aunt Lisa. She loves them. But they're too big for her she can't gnarl down a whole one at once. Wouldn't know, Willie, you're very kind. Thank you, dude. She can't neck down a whole minnow all at once because it's too big. There you go, nurse who loved me. Makes sense. I have to break them up. Then my fingers smell like kind of freeze-dried minnows. But Tiffy Tiff, good to see you. Hey, everybody that was here, thank you for being here. I love you all. I really do. You guys are amazing. Han, thank you so much for the bus passes. For everybody who got a bus pass, please be on tomorrow. You're going to hear a crazy story. One that it's not that it was too crazy to put in the book, but it didn't make the book. Johnny, it's lovely how you acknowledge everyone. You know what? I try to, but I promise you there are people that were here that didn't hear me say their name. I wish I could have gotten everybody, but thank you. And everything we say, which is nice to be listened to. You're an absolute star. Thank you for saying that, Pam. I'm trying to be a good dude. Oh, Robin, I'm sorry. You know what? Tomorrow at 12:35, I think we're going to do a bus pass live stream. And then tomorrow night, same bad time here, we're going to do another Capsaicin Connection. And Kate Jordan is here. Man, you know what? It appears I'm logging off at the wrong time. Bus pass, Dylan, I think it's going to be 12:35 tomorrow. I think. It is subject to change. I hope not, but it might. So, but stay posted. Keep posted, all right? Stay tuned. And let me show you one more time. Look at that little mug on this girl. God, she covered her face up. She's so cute. She smells cute. You know, puppies have a little puppy smell. Kittens have a kitten smell too. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be kind. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was the Capsaicin Connection.